Aloha, how's it going? It's Yasmin Pasquale, one of the co-founders of She Boss Nation, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys here on our YouTube channel. And if you're following along in our 90-day coaching, we are in day 33. So awesome to have you guys here and to continue on your 90 days of coaching journey. And today I want to talk to you guys about engagement and building engagement on your social media platforms, and really what it takes, what it entails, and what it means for you and your business. So I want to start with letting you know and kind of doing a little disclaimer about engagement and really what that means for your business, because I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that engagement and high engagement actually means something in your business when it comes to sales and results. And the truth is, it doesn't. So you can see when you watch different people on social media that they might possibly have a huge following, a huge likes, comments, video views ratio, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're having success in their business. So I just want to say that first and foremost, that doesn't actually mean anything when it comes to your business. But what's really important to remember about why it's important to increase your engagement is that it actually leads to leads for your business. And what matters is when you do have increased engagement, and when I say increased exposure, really is what it is that leads to conversations that you can have about your business, and then eventually sales in your business. And that's really what engagement is important and crucial for. So I just wanted to start with that before I give you all the tips and steps on how to increase that. And then the other thing I want to tell you is that if you don't have a big social media following, it's totally okay. It's fine, because I'll tell you, 6 years ago, before I started my business, I was hardly on social media. I didn't really have a following. I definitely hardly had any engagement. I would get on every now and then and just post socially, once in a while. But I had zero following. I had very little engagement compared to what I have now. So I want you to know that it takes time. And it's something that anybody can build over time and work on over time, as long as you are consistent and you do the steps. So step number one to increasing your engagement is, if you're going to be on social media, be social. Okay, so a lot of people will go on social media and they just scroll, and that's fine if you don't have any intention to use it for your business. But if you're here on this video, you have an intent of using social media platforms for your business. And so there's a time and a place to do the scrolling, right? And just going through the feed. But if you're going to be on social media, that's the time to show up and be social back, right? And so when I say being social, that means liking, loving. I say stand out and don't just like, love on people's stuff, commenting, okay? Commenting on people's stories. Now we have the stories feature in Facebook and in Instagram, so you can go in there and, whether you're giving some kind of love reaction or you can actually comment to people's stories. So that's what I mean by being social, is really being important and intentional with being social on social media and really engaging with your audience. And when you are being social, here's the other thing. You don't need to spend hours. I think a lot of people have a misconception of that, is that they got to spend hours and hours of their day on social media just engaging with people. And I will tell you, that we don't have time for that, okay? We're busy people. We're building businesses. We have lives. And so I do little spurts throughout the day, like 3-minute spurts throughout the day, where I just go and my sole focus is just to engage with people, okay? So I really encourage you not to spend and waste a lot of your time doing this, because a little bit can go a long way if you do it right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is knowing who your target audience is in your business, right? Like, who is your target market? Who is your avatar? Like, who is your person? And I know for me, like, a lot of times it's moms, right? So you have to figure out, whether you're in network marketing or you're building some kind of online business, like, who is your ideal client? And make sure that when you're spending the time to be social with people, that you're actually engaging with people and being social with people that are your ideal client. That is a really, really big tip. And I think a lot of people don't realize that either, is when they are engaging, they just go through the feed and they're just engaging and engaging with anybody that shows up there. But if you can really figure out who that ideal client is and focus your engagement on them, and then over time, Facebook's going to know who your ideal client is just through the algorithms and how you show up and communicate with people on there. So that's a really, really powerful tip, is don't waste too much time when you're being intentional on social media of just engaging with anybody and everybody. You want to look for your ideal client and be social with them. Okay, so now step number 3 is having conversations with people. Okay, so when I say have conversations with people, it's like when you are actually do a post, right, in your social media platforms, going into the messenger and having conversations with those people. So say if somebody liked your post or they commented, taking that into the messenger and just catching up with people. And I'm not saying you need to go in the messenger and actually like pitch anybody or try to close or sell anybody on anything, but just actually having conversations, being social on social media, and really talking to people and connecting with people. So I give myself a minimum of 5 people a day to actually have conversations with in the messenger. And you can also do this up in the stories too, just by commenting. And then when they comment back, you can lead that into a conversation with somebody. Conversations are huge. They're powerful. It allows you to connect with somebody intimately in the messenger. And then you never know at what point they're going to need you, or your product or your service. And you're taking the time to really build that connection with them so that when they're ready, they're going to come to you. Okay. Lastly, and this is another big tip, is posting about related content, valuable content to your ideal client. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Yes, it's great to show up as who you are, right? And being personal and showing the different facets of who you are, right? Because you're not just a one-dimensional person, but showing them, the different flavors, your personality, like who you are, your voice. But also, if you have an ideal client, like for me, it's moms, if you're able to really connect with moms or whoever your ideal client is in your post, that is huge and that's valuable. And that is probably one of the number one things that really gets you engagement, is when you can really think about when you're doing posts and being intentional and thinking about how can I show up on social media and post about something that I'm going through that I know my ideal client is going through too, and how I can connect with them in that way. And that is super powerful when you're able to take your posts and your marketing to that level. That is really showing up in a different way, in a more powerful way. And that's when your audience really continues to follow along in your journey and wants to engage with you and conversate with you and just see what's going on with you. So if you can really figure out pain points in your life that relate to your ideal client, it's going to be huge for your engagement. So those are the 4 tips that I would give you. And I would just say, like, again, be super consistent with that. I've been doing this for 6 years and it's taken me time to build my network, my social media network. So just know that it doesn't happen overnight. But if you're consistent with it and you're intentional with it, it can lead to really, really big results. And always remember too, that even if you don't have that much engagement, what's important is the engagement that you're getting, having conversations with those people that eventually leads to sales, right? So I hope this was super helpful for you, something you can implement right away into your business. And we will be back with day number 34 tomorrow. Okay, aloha, have a great day.